Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining me for our continuation of our Advanced Warp in Cimatron. So when we left off, we had warped the part, but we still had the issue of the extra opening direction. So the Advanced Warp function can keep draft positive in one direction, but what happens when you have extra directions like these connector faces? We're going to have to deal with those manually. So you could come in here and do this completely manually by removing these radiuses, all these, maybe sweeping the surface out in the Y direction. But if you think ahead, when you've done your advanced warp, you can make a quick change. So once you've completed it in the Z direction or your opening direction, you can edit the feature. Come over to our third option and change the pull direction when it's done thinking. Come on, think. So I can change this to user-defined direction, and then I can pick the Y direction. And it's going to try to match that with all of my source and target pairs and my point pairs. And so now the rest of the part looks crazy, but my connector faces look good. So I'm then going to highlight those faces, or maybe delete the rest of the part and leave nothing but the faces. And then I'm going to export out just those faces. I'm going to save that file. Once you've done that, you can import it back into your originally warped part with everything, all the draft positive in the Z. And then I can take all the faces I wanted to change, put those in a set, make them go away. So right now we have this terrible draft here. Take those faces away, and I'm going to bring up the face. I've imported these already, but here's the good Y faces from the exercise we just did. Still positive. Now again, thinking ahead, I'm going to bring these faces back, and we're going to do a quick direct model, and you'll see why in a second. Let's see how much it'll let me do. Yep, good enough. So I shrunk that slot, and we'll see why. I wonder if it kept these. It did. Okay. So once again, we'll put these faces away. I'm going to bring up my good Y faces. I'm going to delete this connecting face here. It came in with our good Y faces. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to do a quick composite curve. We're going to sweep that out the back. Make sure we're in the Y direction, yes. And then pick the wrong side of that. Pick the side I want to keep. pick all these for trim. Holes match. Another composite. Trim what we just made. Make sure we pick the side we want to keep. A mouse click. Did I not complete that curve? No, I did not. Brain part. Alright. Now we trim the faces. Stitch it all together. Curve, and that's done. Now this guy's a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. Do some wireframing. I'm going to say you'll want to make sure, if this was production part, I would make sure this was lined up as closely as possible, and if I had to make adjustments, I would. But since this is just a demo, we're going to make it quick. I think we're probably making too many here, but let's see. Do some driving. No. I'm gonna stitch it all together. Check the direction. All right, and that's done. Of course, we always want to check the integrity of the stitching and the surface modeling. Here's our problem right here. All right. Oh. There we go. Still thinks this is open for some reason. Maybe I stitched it to the wrong, or I stitched it to the wrong one. No big deal. Just do it real quick again. Let's try this for speed's sake. Really? Come on, grab it. Does not like it. Alright. And try to get around it with a spline. No. There we go. Always more than one way to do something. Alright. And this is why you check things with the diagnostics tool. Alright. Come on. Alright, much gooder. Just have a minor tolerant geometry issue. Probably won't even cause you any problems. So I'm happy with that. And you would just repeat this exercise over here for this connector. The windows are going to be a little bit different. That's going to be on a slide on an angle. So what I did was I dropped a plane, just created a plane and then a parallel plane. I think I dropped it right in the middle of this bar here. From there I connected the front, I'm not going to be able to grab it, the front edge and the back edge, and connected that line to a center line. Now, you're going to want to get about a standard, you don't want some wonky angle here, about as standard and rounded off as you can get it. But this is a warped part, so that might be difficult. You're going to want to talk to your tool maker, figure out what kind of angle he wants to run the slide at. But essentially, whatever that angle is from center, you're going to create a plane, draw a sketch on that plane going through that window. Once you've done that, I split-faced this surface so that I wasn't going to distort anything else. I want to keep my draft positive. I don't want to create more problems. And then once you do that, I'm just going to remove the negative draft stuff. I'm going to have to do these windows one at a time. You can't do them separately or together. They have to be done separately. Remove it. We're going to create a composite curve. Oh, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself here. This should actually, I don't know what, we'll just create it right now. I don't know why does it do that. If I go the other way, if it'll make a difference. No. There we go. So once again, I've chosen a little window here because I don't want it to distort anything else. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So once I've got the face I'm going to cut through, I've deleted all my negative draft faces that I'm trying to replace. I'm just going to create a composite curve on the back side here. I'm going to sweep it. I'm going to sweep it by a direction of 2 points. I'm going to pick a point in the back and a point in the front. And then we're going to go through our usual trimming operation. So now I got my window. Run my composite curve around here. Yeah, there we go. We want to pick the sides we want to keep. Just to make it easier. Trim. Stitch. Now, as long as everybody from you to the mold builder is on the same page as far as this angle, when I go to do a draft analysis, I'm also going to use my 2 points. Did not select both. Try that again. There we go. And we have positive draft in the direction that we've chosen for the slide to move. Now if that changes, this will have to change. And you're going to do the exact same thing with the other side. One other trick, like let's say these holes got to be made by pins, right? Well, since it's been warped, it's not perfectly round. A quick trick for that is our direct modeling up here in solid. So I click direct model, grab my hole, and I tell it to offset, you know, whatever I want it to be. And it will make it a uniform hole now, relatively, as close as it can get. And from there, you can then resize it to what you think it needs to be, maybe high side of print plus shrink, or you know, something like that. You know, go check what mold flow predicted, get it close to that if you think it's going to shrink more. So that's a quick fix for holes. And that's about the gist of it for correcting extra pull directions and other little features like holes and bosses. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Next video is going to be a quick one on parting line. So our parting line, obviously, I mean, we can choose the edge, and if this was a planar part, the edge is probably what we would choose. But keep in mind, these are warped faces, all right? Down here in this box, you see NURBS face. None of these are planar. So all these edges are going to be a little bit wonky, and you're going to wind up with a wonky parting line if you keep it that way. Now you can cheat the parting line and make your parting surfaces a little cleaner, and we'll talk about that in the next video. So thank you very much for joining me, and see you in the next video. Everybody have a blessed day.